Hi everybody and welcome to a new video. This is a video different than the others. Um, my name is Fereniki Cantarzi and I am a self-love and confidence coach. My mission in life is to help people connect with their own soul, find the truth and inner strength. Um, the topic that we're going to be discussing today is why we're going through everything that we're going through in 2020. And I am not going to get into the statistics and stuff like that. This is not my field of expertise. My expertise is really to give a philosophical point of view in everything that we're going through and spread some light and some hope. You know, it's been in my mind for some months now. What would an ancient Greek philosopher would have done or would have said if they were alive in 2020? What would the conversation be like? And that's what motivated this video. So let's take things from the beginning. We live in a society that is built on false values and principles. We have come to put into the center of all decision making for individuals, but also for corporations, for international corporations, for governments, for everybody. At the center of every decision is money, profit. And of course, it's okay that we have done that. But what I'm trying to say is that it's not long term, it's not sustainable. This is not a sustainable way to live and to govern or to lead an organization long term. And all of those ugly things that have been going on for many years have come to the surface in 2020. So all of the things that we thought we knew but we were not sure just came in our face like this, so that we cannot avoid them anymore. 2020 is awakening. 2020 is one of the most profound years in humanity. And guess what? We're all part of this. So if you're alive in 2020, it's a brilliant time to be alive. Because yes, there's so much chaos, upheaval, division, hatred. There's so much ugliness that comes to the surface. But the reason it comes to the surface is because it needs to be healed. It needs to be seen. It needs to be transformed and transcended back into the light. But we have a choice to make. And it's a choice that we need to make individually. Each one of us have to make that decision. Organizations need to make that decision. TV channels and corporations and organizations, non-profits, governments, everybody needs to make this decision, and we collectively need to make that decision. And that decision is whether we are going to choose love or fear. What do I mean by that? Every day in our lives we choose love or fear. And how do you know that? Is by the way you feel. If you make a decision based on love, it comes from a place of love. It feels light and joyful and expanding and growth and freedom. When you make decisions out of fear, then it feels like shrinking, controlling, manipulation, heaviness. That's what it feels like. So if you make a decision out of fear, this is never a good decision. Any decision that is based on fear is never a good decision. And everybody or everyone that spreads fear is someone that I don't personally trust. And we shouldn't trust as a society, Because the people that are spreading fear they have different motives, right? Because people, from their nature, from our soul, we are meant to do good. We're meant to be loving and hopeful and give. And the people that spread fear usually have economic motives behind it. And I think it's evident in 2020. We cannot anymore avoid the siege. We can't close our eyes and say, oh, I can't see it, because it's so bloody obvious. So we need to decide if we're going to continue putting money and profit in the middle of all decision making, or we're going to do the shift and choose human being, the love for humanity. Because if you are a hospital in 2020 and you're being financed to play a certain role, to not say the whole truth, then you're part of the system. You are making decision out of fear because you have no money, so you are being financed to close your mouth and say nothing about it. And then you are part of the system, and you're just continue that vicious cycle of fear, manipulation, control, profit, fear, manipulation, control, profit. And most people are in that space of fear. So I'm not judging, I'm just mirroring what it's like, what we're going through. So that decision that we need to make in 2020 is whether we're going to choose our soul, which is love, or we're going to continue that vicious cycle of fear. So that's what fear feels like, and love feels like expansion, growth, healing, freedom. So every decision that we make from that place of love for human beings, love for humanity, love for our freedom is a good decision. So we need to set our priorities right. What is it going to be? Is it going to be profit and money, or is it going to be human beings? Are we going to put human beings and love at the center of all decision making, or are we continue to put money and profit in the center of all decision making? Because if we do continue that vicious cycle and that downward spiral, I am pretty sure that in 50 or 100 years we won't be here. Our civilization will collapse, like so many other civilizations have collapsed in the past, because it is not a sustainable way to live. It's not a sustainable way to live a society. But thank God, we humans are not only here on our own. There's so many other energies, the universe, non-seen forces that they're playing a role. So even if we are not doing the right thing, there is something that is sort of overseeing everything that's happening. So, but we have an individual and personal responsibility on this shift. So we can continue be part of the system and continue to feed the beast: fear, control, manipulation, profit, fear, control, manipulation, profit. And the majority of people are there, right? The majority of people live in this space, that emotional space at the moment of fear. But what happens if most people live this and go into love? What would happen then? The system will collapse. It won't exist anymore. Because the system doesn't exist without fear. Without fear, they cannot control, they cannot manipulate, they can't profit. Fear is what holds the whole system up. But if individually human beings, we choose love more and more, then we have the chance to create a new world. A world that is more aligned with our own soul. A world that is more aligned with the human soul. And then we choose to put human beings in the middle of all human decision going forward. From social media that we're being treated as robots because of profit from organizations, global organizations, from everything and anything. If we choose love, love heals, love expands, love transforms, love transcends all of those low vibration feelings of fear. So, what are you going to choose in 2020? Are you going to choose your soul? Are you going to choose love? Or are you going to keep being part of a non sustainable, fear based system? The choice is up to you. But if you're choosing love, we have created an online community that we are discussing on how to build this new world that is more aligned with our soul, that is based on love, and that puts in the center of all decision making human beings. So if that speaks to your heart, come and join us. The link is down here below, polyacademy.org, and I can't wait to connect with you all. Take care.